Hello, good morning, and welcome to PsychCandy for Wednesday. What are we at? October 12th. We've at least made it halfway through the week, haven't we? And almost halfway through the month, which kind of makes me sad. I like October. October's pretty much my favorite month, favorite holidays coming up. Love Halloween, man. Can't lie. Pink, welcome. Everybody watching out in YouTube land, in Facebookville, welcome. I talk a lot, obviously, about relationships and stuff, but when we think about love, what do we think about? When you're with somebody, do you love that person or are you just attached to that person? And there's a difference. I do a lot of couples counseling. That's one of my main areas. And you'd be surprised how many, or maybe you wouldn't, but how many couples come in, they're having issues, but the love connect has suffered. And they end up being just kind of attached to each other for various reasons, you know. But when you're missing core components, core foundation of a relationship, well, that relationship's going to suffer, right? So let's try to understand love versus attachment today. Now, sensitive people, like highly sensitive people, are not only vulnerable to sensory stimulation in their environment, but to other people as well. We often absorb other people's feelings and moods, and we can become easily absorbed into their way of life, their beliefs, and consequently, the way we feel about ourselves. If that someone is a narcissist, man, it can become even more difficult to separate ourselves from them. We become their prey. We don't realize it until it's too late, and instead, we think that we're falling madly in love. Now, when these two elements, the sensory stress and other people, are combined, it can be an actual really toxic situation. So, for example, if you've just moved to a new town or started a new job, you're going to feel overwhelmed by that newness of your environment. And a big life change is stressful for anybody, right? But HSPs, highly sensitive people, HSPs feel it intensely. And an HSP under stress is vulnerable to the influences, good or bad, of other people. Nikki, welcome. So, say you've just started a new job in a new town, right? And you meet this great guy, for example. He's friendly, funny, wants to help, shows you a reliable place to maybe get your car serviced, and invites you out for drinks after work with colleagues. He even helps you assemble your flat pack furniture, provides all the help and companionship that you could ever want, and more importantly, that you need. They also make you laugh, tells you how great you are, how he's been waiting for you all of his life, and you feel appreciated, flattered, relieved to have found somebody that you can rely on. So, of course, you feel loved. So, next you start this relationship with this person. But soon, other people are wondering what you two see in each other. You don't even have much in common, but you feel that you have a real connection. And so you stay. Even when this person starts making more and more demands of you. Even when they start making you feel like bad about yourself. And no matter how bad it gets, you stay. Because the thought of losing them is absolutely terrifying. The truth is that the only thing you really have in common is a terrible loneliness. A need for someone to be there. And the need to feel someone cares. And oftentimes as well, this person can dissuade your efforts to improve or change your situation, as it would remove you from their life. That, my friend, is attachment. And it's a negative attachment. Attachment is a need for someone to fill a void in your life or in your self-esteem. When you feel that you're all alone and cannot rely on yourself, someone will come along and you will feel that they are a port in the storm, so to speak. Someone to talk to, someone to help you, to hold you, someone to hang on to. See, it's important to understand love is not a need. Love is not demanding or desperate. Love is whole and wholly giving. The trouble is that our subconscious minds will draw us to someone who resembles our subconscious beliefs about ourselves. So if you're in a state of stress or vulnerability, however well you feel that that you're coping with it, if you subconsciously believe that you need help, or that you can't really manage on your own, or that deep down you're not really good enough, you will attract people who also believe that about themselves and about you. You won't realize that it's a bad situation to be in because it's going to feel familiar. You will recognize yourself in them, and that's going to be a comfort. And so you're going to want to stay. Here's the thing. Any port seems a welcome place when you're in a storm, right? That doesn't mean you have to stay, though. You don't even have to drop anchor. Just keep moving. Remember that you will be okay out there on your own. You will weather the storm. And when you come through it, you'll meet people who have also weathered their own storms. And then you can face life together, knowing you found someone you can truly count on and truly love, and someone who truly loves you. See, we get lost sometimes in our storms. We get lost in the overwhelmed. We get lost in the things and places where we layer things up in our mind. We layer our emotions on top of each other. And when you're in that space, and especially if you are tackling maybe new chapters in your life, or doing those things, well, during that mode of feeling like, man, this is really scary, and then you got that person who may not be the best person to have around, but you attach to it without really having that fervent core foundation that's there, that's healthy. And number one, for you, and then number two, for building anything that's going to really last. And there's a lot of people out there that they drop anchor really quick. They pull into the first available port and then hold on tight. Well, that's not always a good thing. I like that metaphor because really in that metaphor, if you kind of picture, you're the ship. You're the ship. And as long as you equip your ship correctly, you're going to be okay in that storm, whether you drop anchor or not, whether you pull into that port or not. And that comes from that place of having that understanding of who you are as a person and what you need in your life, because you're the only one that can decide what it is you need. Nobody else can decide that for you. You have to decide it. You got to look at your ship, find some of the cracks in the hull, repair them, get yourself seaworthy so that you're ready to tackle whatever needs to happen, you see. And then be mindful of who you let get aboard that boat, because it does matter, and it has an effect on how you see how you're seeing yourself. It has an effect on what it is you're going to do for yourself to enrich and elevate your own person, to be the best version of yourself that you can be, to be the happiest and healthiest that you can be, and to love yourself first and foremost and build that up. Because remember, it is true. Love, we need love. We need to be loved. We want to be loved. But love is not a need thing. Love should never be demanding or desperate. And love is whole, and it should be wholly giving. It's reciprocal. We spoke about reciprocity yesterday, and it's important that you look at the areas in your life and make sure that you have that reciprocal nature. Well, guys, I hope that this gave you a little bit of a snippet of understanding love versus attachment. Pay attention to what you're attaching to and pay attention to what you love. Two very different things. Guys, thanks for being here. Nikki, Pink, sending out all the good vibes, all the good stuff. We have made it halfway through the week. I hope you have a very blessed and amazing rest of your Wednesday. I will be back here with you guys tomorrow, 11:30 a.m. right here. Hope to see you, everybody watching out on YouTube and on Facebook. Thank you for joining in. Thank you for tuning in. If you missed the beginning of the show, I invite you to please go back and you can listen to the recap here in just a moment. All right, guys, thank you so much. And until next time, be happy, be healthy, and most importantly, be you.